Hey Scorpio, how are you? I thought I'd do a bit of a different reading for you. Well, one I've been wanting to do all along. Reading for your houses. I'm using Susan Shepherd's Black Moon Astrology cards here. And I think I can get a fairly accurate view of things while we're waiting for that, that reading that I did for the solar eclipse coming up on the 14th of December. See how this pans out next to that. I've grouped the houses according to signs because that's how they interconnect with each other. And so water, air, earth, and fire. And we'll read for each group separately and see how they all kind of mesh together. How one thing is relating to another thing. Let's start with the 12th, 8th, and 4th houses, the water energy. I like to work backwards and get the bigger picture and then see how it's influencing the what's closest to us. So the Pisces house, the 12th house of escape, but also, you know, the big, larger than life plan, things that are worth risking to do while you're here on a personal but also a prophetic level, right? And Neptune energy obviously ruling that, plus a bit of Jupiter energy, I believe. Your own house, the 8th house of transformation, death, sex, use of energy, and of course you're ruled by Pluto and Mars. And then the 4th house in Cancer, ruled by the moon, and that's the house of roots. So this is all like bloodline energy, family ties energy, psychic energy, love in a large context, yes, but very much transformational energy, reflective energy. Okay, enough talking. What's going on for Scorpio in the 12th house, please? Some sideways energy. Okay, 5 of Pentacles. Oh, in the cold, trying to decide the right thing to do. Not quite out in the cold, half in, half out. Yes, but no energy. Yes, but no energy, which is easy enough because Piscean energy, those two fish swimming in separate directions, that yin-yang thing. I've got them right here. Okay, interesting. Sun. So some divine charted timing. Growth. Growth. And spiritual enlightenment, deep full communion, a new start, a new truth coming through, a new communication, maybe a new guide, a new responsibility, or one that's been charted obviously, but the time has come. Interesting that it leaves us sideways in the 5 of Pentacles. But then again, growth is difficult. So let's find out. Let's not linger too long because we will reference them as we go. Let's move on to your air story. The 11th, 7th, and 3rd houses. The 11th house of Aquarius, ruled by Uranus, but also Saturn. And we have friends listed here as the main attribute of that house, but we also have technology, innovation, community, humanitarianism, yes, what you would like to do on a pragmatic level for the greater good, for the future. Or what your geeky self is, what your quirks and quirks are. Then the 7th house of partnerships, justice, systems, you know, everything that these are all to do with, of course, so the air energy of communication and knowledge and but networking. The 3rd house, so Libra is obviously Venus energy. 3rd house is Gemini and Mercury energy, magician energy. And it's all about knowledge, ethics, communication, messages, as Susan says. And there's a what you know and what you do with what you know relationship between us. So let's see what's going on then in the 11th. What's happening for Scorpio in the 11th house? 2. I'm kind of feeling maybe I should leave that there. We'll find out. A message, an unexpected message from the Knave of Cups. Possibly an apology. Eight of Wands sideways. Undecided. Because that's to do with messages, and he's a messenger, then let's say, but it fell in the partnership house, so let's say it's somebody close to the bone, is undecided about what to do or say. So what's going on then in the 7th house? No, we want the other half of the deck. Okay. Oh, wow. Tower reversed. I equate the tower, many people equate the tower with you, Scorpio, and the 8th house. And I tend to equate it, I'm in the camp that equates it with the 11th house, with Uranus. You have to build a tower up. It's not necessarily a bad thing for a tower to be brought down because good things come from it. Innovation. Work isn't for nothing. It's in reverse though, but here we have more divine timing. It was scheduled. It's not just a fight, it is something that is... And something falls. So, 3 of Cups in the 3rd house. That could be one person too many. Or, it's also a collaboration. But since we have it in the context, again, what I like about this is the context of these 3 houses together since they're interconnected. I'm not just making that up, it's true. So if we have someone undecided about an apology and we have a tower in reverse, so let's say the tower has happened. I know other people can say it's a permanent loss, but let's just say that it's not that it's coming, it's that it came, it's already happened. And we have a 3rd party card here. We have a new Ace of Cups in the Roots house, going back to Roots growth in the Transformation house, and we have that 5 of Pentacles sideways out in the cold in the 12th house. The Sacrifice house. Okay, so let's just... Basically, a key relationship has gone through something huge that was necessary for both of you because you're growing You are growing. So let's go look at your Scorpio. Let's look at your 10th house, your 6th house, and your 2nd house. Your 10th house in Capricorn, your career house, your reputation house, ruled by Saturn, and then your Virgo house, workplace. This is what you should be doing with your life, how to do it, or what to do in the, to make that possible. So if you need like a day job kind of thing for the big dream, or if they're both the same thing, then how do you best do what you want to do? The routines, how do you work your life in and around it, or it around your life? And your money house, your cash flow house. Virgo is Mercury energy, and 2nd house is Taurus, Venus energy. So let's see what this tells us. 2 together again, lots of 2s together. So Hanged Man, Magician energy, I see him as the Magician. I see. Basically, we're working between Magician and High Priestess energy, right? In the major arcana. 10 of Pentacles. I mean, that's a really great, I would put Capricorn as mutable earth energy anyway. I would switch that all up. And so I would see this as a Capricorn card. Right now, to everybody else, it's a Virgo card, but to me, it's the Capricorn card. And I will fight for that to the death. Looking for a change in perspective, enlightenment, Neptune, Pisces energy here, which, okay, so that answers why we're 5 of Pentacles. Interesting. 5 of Pentacles in Pisces house. And here's Pisces echoing that in the 10th house, and we have 10 and 5. So deciding, needing enlightenment, needing to see things a new way, to have that accomplishment, to have that security, that reputation. This is an archway, an opportunity. Ten of Swords in the workplace. Not dead, not really dead back, will be back from the dead. He's doing that hand signal, even though he's lying there with all 10 swords in his back. Turning over a new page, turning over a new leaf. It's completion in the air energy, in the thinking energy. So Virgo, you've got nothing left to, I mean, there's Scorpio I'm talking to, but in the Virgo house, the Hermit in his head, in her head, we've reached the end. We need to go back to the Ace of Swords, the truth. Okay. I paused for a few minutes. The Pentacles energy, so your 10th house and your 12th house are interacting with each other, obviously. So career and the big dreams, the deep dreaming, the, connected, obviously. One is going to serve the other and vice versa. The other Wands energy, those 8 of Wands that are sideways coming from that Page of Cups that is undecided about whether or not to come in with a message or an apology. That's the other Wands energy. And where was that again? In your 11th house. So your 11th house and your 2nd house are interacting. So your money is tied to connections, tied to networking. Your sense of security, stability, this career, this reputation, yeah, that's a separate concern just from the necessarily finances. The work, I don't think there's any other swords energy yet, is there? No, and the cups is all in your air energy. Yeah. So these are the only swords so far. Let's get to your final story, your fire story. And see. But then we have a 10 there. We had 2 10s there. 2 10s. Lots of completion. Lots of readiness and accomplishment. and your earth story. Oh, right, before I shop. So now in your fire story, Scorpio, the 9th house in Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter, faith and philosophy, truth. The 5th house in Leo with the sun ruling the creativity house, but also that means creative thinking is problem solving thinking. And it's not just creative arts, right? You need creative thinking in all aspects of life. So your ability to not be stuck in mission thinking or logical thinking, but actual flow, yeah? And then your 1st house in Aries with Mars energy, the self, like your rising signs, your core, your inner self, yeah? Let's see what's going on there in the fire story, Scorpio. In the 9th house, what do we have in the 9th house? Heck of a lot of nothing, Scorpio. I know you're growing. Okay. 4 of Wands. Okay, so a box, a square, pillars. Deciding that this is the way you see things. Interesting that we have your fire energy here. It's not high up the chain. I mean, we're not at 8, 9, or 10 of Wands. We're at the 4, but that's where we choose the stability, rightly or wrongly. We might change our minds about which pillars we choose. And we know that the 5 follows the 4, and that can bring the conflict of standing up for what you believe in. And then, you know, having to push and figure out if it's actually exactly right. Yeah, I think of 4s is that dangerous rest time where you can keep the pause button on too long and it takes a calamity, like it takes a fight to get you out of that energy. So that's a possibility. What's going on in your 5th house? Kind of wants to come through. I want to jump though, please. So we're both certain. Other half of the deck. Okay. Oh, hang on. Okay. Oh, I lost a flame there. It went out. Okay. And followed by the 3 of Swords. So some heartbreak. Interesting. Interesting to have the 3 right next to the 4. We could call that the marriage card. 3 of Swords. Affecting. Okay, so where else? Okay. The other swords, we had the 10 of Swords in the workplace. Well, that would definitely affect. One affects the other. Creative. What's going on in the 1st house? So it's not necessarily that. Go back to the other half. 1st house. 1st house, Scorpio. It kind of just out there. 9 of Swords in reverse. Back to the 8 of Swords, feeling a bit trapped, but also the 9 with that inverted eye of intuition. Okay, so in our heads, a lot of the fire, right? Okay, so that pause button. That we are in the Hanged Man energy with in your career, in your reputation house. Lots tied to that tower, isn't it? 8 sideways, 4 upright. 8 sideways, the 4 upright. So you're optimistic that this message is going to come through, or that you were guided in this relationship. Therefore, what's meant to be will be, because your guides are with you. You can feel the growth in your transformation. You can feel how close you are to that Ten of Pentacles. What's really interesting, though, so if we pull out this other swords energy of the 6th house, routines. 3, 10, 9, back to the 8, feeling stuck. Yeah, knowing yourself, identity. Is there an identity crisis here? Because of so much change. The only, that pause, that Hanged Man, and that Sun are the only, and the Tower reversed. Yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one. The Tower that happened. The Tower that happened for growth. Because it was time to grow. So it might be too soon. Well, but the thing is you want to get, what will it take to get into 6 of Wands, 7 of Wands? Because it's not, don't stay complacent in your faith. Don't hide in your faith. Don't hide in your philosophy. You need to apply it. You need to apply faith, apply philosophy. And why? You can express yourself through your pain. Transmute it. Do the Scorpio thing and transmute it. The pain, what's the pain from? Being trapped. This is from that. If we go back to the 8 of Swords. So, Scorpio, that is something that you have to solve for yourself. You have a little bit of fire in your fire story, but a lot of air. The air can give it oxygen, but it can blow it right out. So you want to, this Knave of Wands in your 2nd house, your other fire energy. But again, if you're stuck waiting on that message, don't be stuck waiting on that message. Don't be stuck waiting on it. If it comes, it comes. If it comes, it comes. Okay. All right, Scorpio. See you soon.